Hello friends, a very warm welcome to my channel, and this is my first video I'm making here towards Azure. And in this particular video we are trying to learn how to mount ADLSGen2 storage account in Azure Databricks. So I'm going to explain you the procedure of this. So let's see. So before going into this, I recommend you to always open up a notepad, so just to record that what we have to do it. So I'm just open a notepad and then go to your regular browser of this. So maybe in Google, I would like to type like mount ADLSGen2 in Databricks. So when I just click on this one, so I got some values, maybe not this, you can work out on the very first port itself. So you can go here, the very first thing, that you drag it down here. Once you just drag it down here, you can see using a Python, this is the code that you are going to get it. So let me copy this particular code. And whatever the notepad I just opened it, I'm just going to paste this particular code. And in this, there are multiple parameters that I need to feed with some values. So before going into that particular parameters, what we need to call also, here we have a thing called replace with. So you just copy of all these particular things, go to the notepad and try to paste here. Okay, so these are all the values that I need to do. So to mount ADLSGen2 on Azure Databricks, we need a couple of parameters. Those are like application ID, scope name, service credential key name, directory ID, container name, storage account name, and mounting name. So I need all these particular parameters to be filled up. So now whatever the parameters I know, that we are going to fill it. So the mount name is of your choice. So you can able to create your mount name. So I'm just going to create this, my ADLSGen2 mount, or else you can name this as a first mount ADLSGen2. I'm just naming this as my first mount ADLSGen2. And with this, my mount name, it is done. Now I just need to know what is my container name and what is my storage account name. So to know your container names and storage account name, just go to your portal.azure.com. And in portal.azure.com, here you can do one thing, like you can go to your storage accounts. Now, these are all your storage accounts, whatever it is available, it is going to show all those things. And here it is going to show you like what kind of a storage account, all those things with which resource group are all allocated, everything that you can able to see. Now here I would like to go to the thing called per array data. So now I'm just going with this particular dot called per array data. And in this, I can open, this is what it is, my storage account name. So I can just simply copy the storage account name and go here, and I can paste my storage account name in the text pad that what I have it. So now against the storage account name, I can just give this as my storage account name. The next thing is, I want on which container. So inside this particular storage, I have a multiple containers. So out of all these multiple containers, I have a container called mount ADLSGen2. So I'll just copy this particular location. I'll just go back here to my notepad, and here this is what my container name it is there. So now against to the container name, I would like to place this particular container name. Now I know my mount name, storage account, and container name. I need directory ID, service credential key name, scope name, and application ID. So to get these particular values, I have a step procedure for this. So the step procedure which I have already wrote here. So this is where I would like to copy this, and the same I'm going to give you in the below descriptions also, so you can able to follow these particular steps over there. So okay, this is my step 6-step procedure to generate this. So first thing, we just have to go for Azure Active Directory, and then we have to go for application registration inside this. So now I'm going back to my portal over here. I'll go to home. Now, if I just click on this show portal menu, in this you have an option called as an Azure Active Directory. If you already open it, here also you can see this Azure Active Directory. So click on this on Azure Active Directory over here. Once you click on this on Azure Active Directory, if you have already something it is there, then it's going to show. Otherwise, you can directly go here, add, and click on this app registration. You can go add and click on this an app registration over here. That is what it is mentioned in my procedure also. You have to go to app registration. So you can go app registration here, or else you can directly click on app registrations over here also. These are some of the list of an app registrations that is going to show that. If you would like to create a new registration, you just click on here plus button with this new registration. Now you can name your registration. Now it is like Sperare data registration. What registration? This is an application registration. So I can name this as an app registration name is a Sperare data application registration. Now with this, you can able to give like who can use this application access of an API. Accounts with the organizational directory, only default directory only, single tenant. Or if you want to go with a multi-tenant also, you can go where you can able to share across the organizational directories with the multiple people also at a time. So in this, I'm going with an accounts and organizational directory only with a single tenant. And here, this is where the web page that I have to choose. Single page I have, public client I have, where I'm choosing it as a web page. And you can name that whatever you want it, you can give it. No issues, sir. The URL here you are going to give is your choice, but it has to follow the same syntax of https:// and then you have to give sperare.data.com. So I'm just giving this one. So once your tick mark is coming over here, then it is perfect. Now click on the register button over here. Now automatically it will create an application for you. Now it has been created an application. Once an application is created, now here you can see this application ID, that is client ID. So you can just copy this, go back to this, and now this is where like you can able to paste it, application ID. Now I have one this is an application ID. Next is called as a tenant ID, or it's called as a directory ID, even that is also available here. So I can go here. This is where tenant ID or directory ID I have. So I can just copy this and again go to this text file here, and then again as to my directory ID, I can paste this. So now I got these two. And the next remaining things that I need to get is like a scope name and as well as a service credential key name, which is stored in the secret files. So I need to create that. So to create those particular things, inside this your app registration itself, you have to go for certificates and secrets. So let's see how it works. So once if it is there, then you have an option here. It is called as a certificate and secrets. So now click on the certificate and secrets. If you have already any kind of a certificates, you can able to see it over there. Or if you would like to create a new certificate, new client secret, you just click on this new client secret. And here you just type your descriptions over here. So you can write this SPE or Sperare SGCRET Sperare secret. It expires in 3 months. It is your user choice that you can select. Recommended is 6 months, 3 months, 12 months, 8 months, 24 months, or custom also you can make, and then you can put your start date and end date. So I'm just going here for 3 months and then add. So I'm just creating this Sperare secret. So now against to this one value, it is going to be generated. This value is very important. Once you lose this particular page, this value, you cannot able to get it back. So copy this to a clip card and then store that particular value. So now what is my name is Sperare SGCRET secret. That value is given this one. So Sperare secret value that I'm just naming it is like this. Now, once you created the secrets, copy the secret value. That is what it is copied over here. After that you have to go to keywords. You have to create a keywords. Now we see how we are going to create a keywords. Now click on this Microsoft Azure so that it will take you to the home page. If you have a keyword in this regularly you are using, it will display it over here. If it is not, then you have to go to your search button and just simply type keyword. Once if you just type it as a keyword, then you can show it's a keywords are there. So now click on this. I already have one keyword, but if you want to create a new keyword, just click create a new keyword. So it's creating it. Once after creating a new keyword, under which resource group that you would like to create this. So I'm just selecting this one resource group. And on that resource group, again, what is the keyword name that I need to choose? So a keyword name that I would like to choose is like so keyword name is per array keyword. Keyword name is per array keyword. So I can just put it this also. So I can select this particular things. Now days to retain to deleted this particular word. So it will be stored for 90 days. So review for created. Now it will go for validations. So now once the validation is successful, then automatically we can just give a click on this create button. Then automatically my keyword it will be created. Now my keyword is in deployment progress. So now in my step procedures, here you can see this. Once I create a keyword, you have to go to secrets inside that particular keyword. And then you have to copy the secret value that which we have copied in your previous steps. So now let me go for this. Once it is deployed successfully, then we can go inside that. And inside that, we can go to our secrets and then we can copy this particular secret keyword that which we have generated. So now it is done successfully. Now click on this go to resource over here. So automatically it will take you to that particular resource. After that, you have to go for your secrets button is there. So just click on the secrets button. So now here you can generate or import your secret. So click on the generate or import secret over here and choose upload options actually. So which upload options that you have to choose? It's a manual one. It's a certificates. But some companies it follows with the certificates as your secrets. But now here I'm going with the manual. So now name that particular thing. So I would like to name this particular secret name. So it is SPERARE, Sperare. So Sperare secret, I've just named it. So copy this name. So secret name is, so we can just go and save this. Secret name is Sperare secret. Okay. I'm just going back here onto my portal. Secret name, enter the value, enter the secret value. The secret value is that what we have already copied from our Sperare secret, which we have created in our step 2 from certificates and secrets and that. So I'm just copying that particular value and I can give that particular value over here. And remaining all are like an optional values. So you can just create this. Automatically it will create your secrets. Now creating the secret also. So it's your Sperare secret now it is enabled. So once you are done with your copy the secret values and all those things, next thing that you have to go to your Databricks module. In the Databricks module, so once you have to go this. So now click on this home button. Now go to Azure Databricks. So in this is my first workspace that I would like to launch. So click on this first workspace. Now launch my workspace actually. After launching this, This is how my Databricks it looks. Okay, so now actually still we didn't to generate a secret scope, which is a highly confidential one. We didn't have a direct GUI on it. We have to go with some small syntax to be added to this particular URL. So that particular syntax, it has been shown in my notepad also. So that particular syntax, it is there, that where you have to add secrets.create a scope. This is your general UI with your Databricks instance ID, and then you have to go for this one. So I'll click on this, click, and then enter. So then you will get an option called as a create a secret scopes and all. Now, actually, what is the scope name actually we have to give? We have to give one particular scope name. The scope name is nothing but I'm giving it as per array. Every time I'm following it as per array. Per array, the meaning is nothing but a hope. When we are learning some new things, we always hope for the best. So I'm just hoping here with the same thing. So per array in Spanish, it's called as a hope. So I'm going with the scope name as a per array. So I can just copy this and I can paste this also. Scope name as per array. Now, once after this, so I just want to managerial principle for this for all users, not only for creator. It should be useful for all users. Now, I just want from the Azure Key Vault, from this Azure Key Vault, I need DNS name and resource ID. I need DNS name and resource ID. So I can go here, I can click on this and go to my Key Vaults. And from this is what like Sperare Key Vault that we have created it, right? So just click on this. Once you click on this one, here we can see this vault URI, that is nothing but your DNS number. That is nothing but your DNS name that you can able to give it as a vault URI. But resource ID, so we need for resource ID also, it is not there. So to see both the things in the same shot, that you have to go for your small option here, it is called properties, it is available. So click on the properties over here. So in the properties, you can see all the things. And you can copy this also. Now, the vault URI, it is copied. And this vault URI, I would like to paste it over here. And again, I need a resource ID also. So to copy the resource ID, I can go here and I'll copy the resource ID. Again, I'll go back here and I will paste this as a resource ID. And now, scope name also, you should write for this. You should remember this particular scope name also. That's why I may forget it while doing all these aspects. That's why I have just noted of all these particular values, which is going to be used for me again. So now I just created this particular scope also. Okay, now the secret scope names per array, it has been added. Okay, now the secret scope, it has been created. Now I would like to go back to my notebook. And in my notebook, I would like to publish a code so that which helps me to mount on ADLSGen2. So for that, I'll just go to my workspace and in the users, I can go and in my user, I'm just going over here. Now I already have one mount ADLSGen2 notebook over here, but here I would like to create a new notebook. So now this is, I would like to name it as Ferrari mount ADLSGen2. I would like to name this as Sperare mount ADLSGen2 with a new cluster. I would like to create this one. So now, if I would like to start this particular cluster also, so when I just go for this one, so the cluster, it is attached. Now I'll click on the start cluster. It will take some time to start for the cluster to get the required amount of an instances to be get from the sources. Okay. In the meanwhile, before the cluster gets started, go back to our regular syntax that what we have copied from the initial first step from this particular link, if you remember it, the very first step that we have discussed it. So I'm just going back to that. So now in this particular things, I would like to replace about each and everything. So the first thing that I would like to do is like application ID here it is there. So against to the application ID, I already noted my application ID. So I'll just simply copy this. I will replace this application ID with my application ID. And then here, if I just go for this, inside this, it is asking me to go for this scope name actually. The scope name, what it is? Scope name, I have just copied this as a Sperare. So I can just go here and I can rename this particular scope name as a Sperare. Next, actually, it is key. It is asking that is nothing but it's a key vault name. So the key vault name actually what it is this Sperare key vault, because all the secrets are available in this only, right? So I can name this as a Sperare key vault. Okay. So now it is done. It is asking you to the directory ID. So that is nothing but your tenant ID, which we have already copied this. So you just copy this particular directory ID and go here and just paste that particular directory ID over. So now the directory ID it is also placed over there. Okay. Once after this, we have to go come here, and then in this you can just go like container name actually. So the container name we have seen from the initial, it is mount ADLSGen2 is my container name. So I can just replace that with my container name. Next is called as a storage account. So the storage account name is nothing but the Sperare data. I'm just copying it. So I can just rename this with Sperare data. Okay, it's all right. Now the mount point, it is a mount name. That is our mount name that I would like to maintain it as like a first mount of ADLSGen2. Or if you would like to rename the name also, it's you can say it's a SPE or a Sperare mount ADLSGen2. You can name as per your convenience, no issues on that. Whatever the name you want, you can go for this because this is the first time that we are creating. Okay, so now this is all done. Once if it is done, everything that you have copied it, you just go for this. We have not left any of these particular things. We have not left any of the particular things that which it is asking. So now I can just simply copy all this particular code. I can simply copy this particular code. Now I go back to my module. Now still I'm just waiting for my cluster to get started. So I'll just paste this particular code over here. After pasting the code also, before this particular cluster gets started, yeah, now my cluster also started successfully. Now I'll try to run this particular cell. Now if I run this particular cell, it's waiting to run. So if anything is missing, it will throw up an error, or if everything is good, then it's good. So it's saying that actually my key, it is not there. So secret does not exist with the scope Sperare and the key Sperare vault. So the key name something it is missing wrong actually. So let me go over here to my things. We have no key vault and the secret name is Sperare secret that we have mentioned it, right? So we'll just copy this particular thing and we will replace that key. It is available in this name. Key it is available in this name, and then we can go and run this. So now it is running the command. So the Spark jobs, it is showing it here. So now once if it is mounted successfully, yes, we got true option over here. That means your Sperare data on the Sperare data of ADLSGen2, we have mounted successfully. And from here, whatever the data that we want, we can able to easily call them with other codes. And we can read, write, overwrite, all those things. So with this, I would like to thank you guys. And coming soon, we will be doing with like many more videos also. Thank you.